This is the FM Gold channel of All India Radio. In the program Money Talk, now we bring you a dialogue on energy conservation efforts. The participants are Professor G.N. Tiwari, IIT Delhi, and M. Rajendran, Senior Journalist.
Energy efficiency is a resource and it is considered as a sound economic theory. While countries like the United States of America and a number of European countries have converted this theory into practice, in India, unfortunately, it has remained only as an economic theory. It is true that there are administrative and technical issues when it comes to managing energy efficiency. Those countries that have managed to address these two issues effectively have reaped the benefit. They have showcased how to set up systems that will help achieve low cost of energy, less dependence on imported fuel, which is also a stress on financial health of a country, and ways to attain better energy management. Government of India has set a national target to increase energy use efficiency. It is expected to bring 20 to 25% reduction in the energy intensity of our GDP by 2020. President of India, Shri Pranab Mukherjee, recently said that the key to energy efficiency and energy self-sufficiency lies in innovation and developing the appropriate technologies. In addition, the policy making also has to be proactive and identify problems, highlight trends, promote research and development. More partnerships with private players will certainly help. As has been demonstrated by many other countries, India certainly needs a comprehensive approach to avert an energy crisis. What are the various approaches that India can take fresh while improving the existing or even reworking on the existing approach?
One should understand what type of the energy sources India has.
True.
Now this first energy sources is fossil fuel, which is referred as the non-renewable resource, means sources which are the finite source, and which is going to be lost maybe 50 years, 100 years, 150 years. But one thing one has to take into account, that our population growth is also increasing. That means the more demand, more consumptions. So there can be first approach that whatever energy source at present we are having based on fossil fuel, we should not waste. For example, this is the first approach. We'll come next other parameters. Like if you just move in the Delhi city, during the daytime you will find that street light is lighting. Now today we have foggy conditions. No light is on the street. That is a mismanagement. So for this, awareness program is very, very important. And one thing is important, that if 1 kilowatt hour energy, if we are saving at the home, that means we are mitigating 2 kg of carbon dioxide. That means energy saving is affecting our environment, climate. So it has direct effect. That is the one way that the awareness program should be there. And for your kind information, if I remember correctly, this Petroleum Conservation Research Association, PCRA, which was established in 1977 by Government of India. The role of PCRA is to make the awareness program, first to conserve the energy, not wasting it. Second, we should use the efficient energy appliances like CFL, like LED, like energy efficient equipments. Like nowadays you might be knowing that star comes, 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. That consume less energy.
Precisely, the President also said in speech, technology and innovation. Right. We need to bring in more.
This is totally based on the fossil fuel, you can say this, conventional energy sources or non-renewable sources. At the same time, we should also give importance to the renewable energy source. And the renewable energy sources means that locally available energy sources, locally used by locally skilled manpower, gives lot of energy saving of conventional fuel, which can be used for other purpose, like running industries. So, for example, there are many sectors. For example, transportation. In transportation, I'll just tell you, if your traffic jam is there, if proper road is not made, that means you are losing the fossil fuel, petroleum, natural gas. There is awareness everywhere you will find. If you are going to have a red light and if you are going to have 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you will switch off. But somehow, I don't know, people don't switch off. Not many do. Very few do. Number is very, very small. Now, I will just go for the building design I am just talking. In building design, the daylight factor is the direct energy which saves the conventional fuel. And if you just see the provision of daylight we are having through window. First, we are having through the window. Then we are putting curtains during the daytime. So we are having the provision of daylighting, but on the other hand, we are blocking the daylight. And we are using the conventional fuel. So in that way, if there is a need of a strong technology, there is a need of having the passive cool building, depending upon the climatic conditions and other things. But unfortunately, I will give another example, that Delhi climatic conditions, we should use minimum glass on the exposed wall area of a building. But you might be seeing that maximum glass cover is used, which is in contrast with the passive cooling building. This concept is very good for European countries where cold climate is there. Or even in India, if you get to lake conditions.
That brings to a question as to why is it, if this is not something new which it's known to the builders, it's known to the town planners, it's known to the engineers. So where is it? I mean, is it that you need a legal sanctity to get these things done, or is it that you lack the sensitivity?
Legal is another issue. Suppose, because once you are using glass, it looks nice. And I will make a statement. If things look nice, if things taste nice. So, even knowing all this fact, because builders needs earn a lot of money, and he will earn the money when things look nice. Because consumer depends upon my building should be nice. So I should be special. So both things cannot run together.
No, but there are lots of brands which build their products around eco-friendly, all those aspects. Even food you have which are good for diets and all those things. Couldn't we be sensitivity, something which you spoke earlier? I think probably there's a lack of sensitivity.
Lack of sensitivity to the users. What I will tell you, that thermal comfort is one point. And if you are having the thermal comfort, your efficiency is increased. If your efficiency increased, that means work is increased. GDP is increased. It is going to affect the national growth. But there is no point. But what happens, people should know before purchasing that if you are buying such type of the house, also energy intensive. If you are having a glass, I'm just giving an example of this room. Has anybody thought that we are only discussing illumination level is so high? I think no. With one lamp, with proper illumination, your paper gives sufficient illumination. Why we are having this much light? The energy saved, first step. Second, what our Honorable President says, that we should innovate new technology to save the fossil fuel. Third thing, that we should have the renewable energy sources locally available, should be locally used. If in a global perspective, we should see.
So, energy security is closely linked to the environmental development. Yeah, that requires not only technological intervention, but also sensitivity among every section of the public. About the multiple effects of the energy, which it can bring, energy security for a country. There is probably a need for bringing that kind of understanding among the various
people, users I'm talking. Once I say people means users, you and me. Users is not properly aware of what is the meaning of energy security. Energy security depends on the users. For example, if you go on the remote area, they are concerned with the one tube light and one fan. And that one tube light, they only need up to 12 o'clock, including the students reading and all these things, other activities. Because in the rural area, people don't sleep in the house. In the rural area, people sleep outside. But during evening period, when from sunset to 12 o'clock, including all the activities, eating and cooking and reading and everything, it is only for 6 hours. But sometimes we design them for 12 hours, night.
And we haven't been looking at solar energy for these purposes.
We are looking, but it is not properly aware to the people, users.
Or probably islands of success. Probably NTPC doing at one place.
Solar energy, nowadays in certain area, it is a perfect technology. I will tell you, street light. In Madhya Pradesh, I correctly don't remember this jungles. We visited there. I will give them one example. And they were using the street light. They were very happy. Particularly I asked, what benefits you are going to get this? Because you people are working during the daytime. And evening time, you just cook it and go sleep it. They said, no sir. This is just like our God. Why? Because due to presence of the street light over the whole night, I'm talking of jungle, I'm not talking of the rural area.
Okay.
Be clear about that. Whole night, the tigers, lions, which were taking out children, the fellow animals, that has been stopped. Now you cannot compensate with the economics of the street light. Second, After working throughout the day, our sons, our children are reading on this. They require 12 hours. Energy security is 12 hours for them. But when we are talking of the rural area, when they don't need light throughout night, they need only for 6 hours, you should design for the 6 hours. Because cost comes into picture. If you are designing the street light for 12 hours, size of the battery will be different. But when you devise for 6 hours, size of the battery will be less.
So more of innovation,
Innovation.
Whereas US and European countries have...
Because you have to design the technology from user's point of view.
Absolutely.
Not from your own point of view. What our Prime Minister earlier made so many times of the statement that we should first give importance to the energy security. But energy security should be from user's point of view.
Absolutely.
Not from our point of view. And there is points they say that there is a battery in the street light. They need distilled water. They say, can you make a provision of it because we have to go 15 kilometers far away from here to buy the distilled water from the petrol pump. Now, we should have a distillation system. But they are not knowing all these things. The question is that awareness program. Awareness program, now we are making awareness through the televisions. Now, if you just go to the rural area, they have the television, but they don't have the electricity to run the television.
I mean, you made a very important point about education, Let me bring this point. Shri Jyotiraditya Scindia, the Minister of State for Power Independent Charge, Government of India strongly advocates this. He feels that and hopes that school children will be the torch bearers of the energy efficiency campaign of the future. It's a good approach. But, I mean, it's my personal view. It should be implemented as more inclusive in syllabus with, you have this comprehensive CCE system in place. Energy efficiency could become an activity-based learning. When we are talking of making sports as a subject in school syllabus, energy security, shouldn't we be looking at this energy conservation more seriously and making it a part of the curriculum so that when you start inculcating these things among the children at the young age, probably when they grow up, and they would understand the importance of switching off when they move out of the room.
It has been part of the syllabus. It has been a part of the syllabus, not aggressive approach. But one thing has been developed recently that Department of Science and Technology has launched a Inspire Fellowship for the school children, 10 plus 2 students. And during top, you can say this 20% of students, I remember correctly, that they have given that fellowship. And that students has been exposed to the resource person which is attached with the IITs, IISc and best universities in the country. And they are going and delivering in different parts where energy is also one of the parts. Particularly I went to there, explained them that what is the importance of energy. And once you are saying the importance of energy, we should be very clear that air, water, food, fourth one is the energy basic need. Nowadays, without energy, it is very difficult, world use strong word, survive.
So, energy efficiency will not only reduce the need to create new capacity requiring high investment, but also result in substantial environmental benefits. With the enactment of Energy Conservation Act 2001, a legal framework is now available for promoting energy efficiency in all sectors of the economy. Efficient use of energy and its conservation will succeed as a program if opinion leaders and captains of industry take the lead in supporting the conservation program. Energy conservation is an objective to which all the citizens in the country can contribute. Whether a household or a factory, a small shop or a large commercial building, this effort has to be by all for the benefit of the nation. Thank you, Mr.
You were listening to a dialogue on energy conservation efforts. The participants were Professor G.N. Tiwari, IIT Delhi, and M. Rajendran, Senior Journalist. It came to you in the program Money Talk, produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. This program is also available on our website newsonair.nic.in. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.